My mom hasn't eaten in 3 days. Will you buy my necklace? It looks just like yours." The words stopped the Apache cold, because the necklace shouldn't exist anywhere but his past. "Mom hasn't eaten in 3 days. Buy my necklace? It's like yours," the girl told the Apache, and he froze. The words landed on him like a stone dropping into still water, ripples of memory breaking the calm he had forced himself to carry. He had heard pleas before cities in ruin had many beggars, and he was no stranger to children trying to trade trinkets for the barest chance at survival. But this girl's voice had something different in it. Not desperation, not manipulation. A quiet, exhausted truth. He turned. She couldn't have been more than 9. Brown hair tangled with street dust, cheeks hollowed, a bruise darkening along her jaw. Her dress was too thin for the cold evening wind sweeping through what had once been Phoenix Sector 12, before the water riots, before the ash storms, before the last evacuation that never finished. He looked at her necklace. Bone beads, black cord, a small stone polished smooth by time and thumb. It was indeed like his, like the one hanging from his neck, hidden under his jacket. The same pattern, the same carving on the center bead, a spiral within a spiral. An old tribal sign. He crouched, his joints stiff from the long day. "Where did you get that?" She clutched it protectively. "My mom gave it to me. She said it was from before everything." He touched the bead lightly. It was warm from her skin, and for a moment the street around him dissolved. He was back in the desert, younger, listening to Old Bear explain the bead's meaning, cycles, rebirth, the long road that never ended. A lesson meant for children around a fire, not for a girl starving in the wreck of a city. The Apache Ioan Nantan, though few knew his real name, felt pressure behind his sternum. His clan had died years ago. Yet here was a stranger, wearing their symbol. "Buy it," she repeated, holding it out. Her fingers trembled. "Please, Mom's sick. She needs food or medicine or something." He didn't need a necklace, but he needed answers. "What's your name?" he asked. "Lyra. Where's your mom?" "Home." Her voice cracked. "She can't walk." The wind picked up, blowing dust across the ruined street. Neon signs flickered, weekly ghosts of businesses long closed. A drone skittered overhead, scanning for movement, its red eye lingering on them before buzzing away. The city was dangerous after dark. He couldn't leave her out here. "I'll take you to her," he said. "Keep the necklace." She shook her head stubbornly. "No, you have to buy it. That's the rule. If I take charity, they'll think I stole. I just have to sell it." "They..." She shrank into herself, pulling her coat tighter around her small frame. "Just people. Never mind." He knew that tone. Someone had threatened her. Probably one of the scavenger groups that preyed on the helpless. "Lyra," he said gently, "no one will think you stole anything. And you don't have to sell your mother's necklace to me." She bit her lip. "You don't get it. If I go back without selling anything, Kresh will beat Mom again." The name hit him like a punch. Kresh. He knew that name. A gang leader who controlled a cluster of old apartment blocks near the irrigation ruins. Cruel, unpredictable. The kind of man who found power in fear. "Let's go," Ioan said, standing. "Take me to your mother." Lyra hesitated. "Will you buy it if she's real? If I'm not lying? I never thought you were lying." She blinked at him, surprised. They moved quickly through the streets, Ioan scanning the shadows as they passed. Collapsed buildings and makeshift markets lit by chemical lanterns. Lyra walked slightly ahead, quick but stumbling, as though every step cost her strength. "How long since you ate?" he asked. 2 days, she whispered. He reached into his coat, pulled out a ration pack and handed it to her. She glanced at it but didn't take it. "Can't," she said. "Kresh will take it." Ioan gritted his teeth. "Then hide it until you can eat it." She shoved it into her coat pocket so fast it seemed to disappear. They turned a corner into a narrow alley where pipes dripped steadily into buckets placed by residents for precious water. The building rising ahead of them was skeletal windows cracked, balconies sagging, graffiti covering every surface. Lyra darted inside, glancing nervously over her shoulder. Eowyn followed. They climbed 3 floors of a dim stairwell, every step echoing. On the 3rd landing, Lyra stopped at a door patched with sheet metal. "She's in here," she whispered. Inside, the smell of illness hit immediately: stale air, sweat, and something metallic. A woman lay on a mattress near the window, skin pale, lips cracked. Her eyes fluttered open weakly. "Mom, I brought someone," Lyra said, kneeling by her. The woman blinked at Eowyn, trying to focus. "Lyra, who?" "He's gonna help." Eowyn knelt beside her. "What happened?" "Sick," the woman rasped. "Kresh took the last of our food. Been too weak to get more." "Has she had water?" Eowyn asked. "Not enough," Lyra whispered. He checked the woman's pulse. Weak, but there, she had a bad fever. Without medicine, she wouldn't last long. Eowyn set his pack down and pulled out a small med kit. Lyra gasped. You're a healer?" "No," he said, "but I know enough." He gave the woman a fever suppressant and lifted her head gently to help her drink. Her breathing eased, her eyes drifting closed again. "She'll need rest," he said quietly. "Food, clean water, and solar salts." Lyra nodded, tears forming. "Thank you." Footsteps thundered in the hall outside. Lyra froze. "It's Kresh." Eowyn stood. The door slammed open. Kresh filled the doorway, big, scarred, wearing a coat stitched with bits of armor and metal. 3 men stood behind him, all armed. "Well, well," Kresh drawled, stepping inside. "Lyra, thought I told you not to bring strangers in here." His eyes landed on Eowyn. "And who the hell are you supposed to be? Some kind of wandering hero?" Eowyn said nothing. "Oh, he's a quiet one," Kresh grinned. "I hate quiet." He moved toward Lyra. "Did you sell anything today, girl?" She backed up. "I tried. That means no." He raised his hand. Eowyn stepped between them. Kresh laughed. "You're gonna get hurt, stranger." "I doubt it," Eowyn said calmly. Kresh's smile dropped. He swung. Eowyn caught his wrist midair. The room went deathly silent. Kresh's men looked at each other, unsure. Eowyn squeezed. Kresh hissed in pain. "You're going to leave this family alone," Eowyn said. "You don't give orders in my building," Kresh snarled, trying to yank his arm free. Eowyn didn't let go. "I do now." He twisted Kresh's wrist just enough to make the man drop to one knee. Kresh howled. "Get him!" Kresh shouted at his men. They rushed forward. Eowyn moved before they reached him, years of training, bone-deep reflex. He swept one man's legs from under him, elbowed another in the throat, and used Kresh as leverage to flip the third into the wall. Less than 10 seconds and the room was still again, broken only by Lyra's shocked breathing. Kresh groaned on the floor. "You can't kill me," he spat weakly. "If you do, the others will come." "I'm not going to kill you," Eowyn said. "You're going to leave. Now." He dragged Kresh to the doorway and tossed him into the hall like discarded trash. "And if you ever come back, I'll end the city's problem permanently." Kresh scrambled up and fled, limping, his men following in terror. Eowyn closed the door. Lyra watched him, trembling not from fear but from disbelief. "You beat him," she whispered. "No one can beat Kresh." "Anyone can," Eowyn said, "if they stop being afraid." Lyra shook her head. "People are afraid because they have families. If they fight, Kresh hurts them." Eowyn looked at her mother. "Not anymore." He spent the next hour cleaning the apartment, fixing the broken window, and boiling water on a small stove he repaired with spare parts. He gave Lyra's mother electrolyte tablets, checked her fever again, and rationed food between them carefully. Lyra watched everything with wide eyes. "You're really him, aren't you?" she said suddenly. "The Apache ghost." The one who fights gangs and soldiers and rescues people. People talk about you. Eowyn paused. He didn't like the stories. They made him sound like a legend, not a man wandering a broken world trying to atone for what he couldn't save. I'm no ghost, he said. Lyra crawled closer and lifted her necklace, the one she had tried to sell. My mom told me this came from a nice man, an Apache who saved her once, a long time ago. She said he told her to keep hope. Eowyn froze. He looked at the woman lying unconscious. Her face, yes. He remembered. A refugee camp, flames in the distance, a young woman clutching a baby. He had helped her once, years ago, and now he had found that baby. You knew my mom, Lyra said quietly. Eowyn nodded slowly. Lyra's eyes filled again. Then your family. He placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. Yes, I suppose I am. A soft knock came at the door. Lyra stiffened. Eowyn motioned her behind him. He opened the door a crack. It was a woman from the building across the hall, thin, nervous. Is it true? She whispered. Kresh is gone? For now, Eowyn said. Word spread faster than he expected. By morning, neighbors gathered, curious, hopeful. They had lived under Kresh's rule for years, paying him with food, scavenged goods, or worse. Now, with him gone, they faced a crossroads, chaos or chance. Eowyn stepped into the hall as people whispered his name. Some recognized him from stories. Some didn't care who he was. They just saw a man who had done what none of them dared. We can't let another gang move in, a man said. We need protection, another murmured. We need food and water, a woman added, clutching her child. Eowyn raised his voice. What you need is each other. They quieted. You survived Kresh because you were alone, he said. But the only way to stay free of men like him is to stand together. Fear flickered in their eyes. Trauma. Years of oppression. He understood, so he rolled up his sleeves. Let's start fixing this place. The day became a blur of work. Eowyn showed them how to repair windows, reinforce doors, purify water, and track patrols. He taught them basic defense techniques, how to signal for help, how to organize supplies. Lyra followed him everywhere, learning quickly, carrying small tools in her pockets like treasure. Her mother improved slowly, color returning to her cheeks. She watched from her mattress, smiling weakly each time Lyra rushed back to her with news. As the sun set, the building was brighter than it had been in years. Lanterns lit the hallways, windows patched, leaks fixed, people talking instead of whispering. Hope was fragile but present. That night, Lyra sat beside Eowyn on the roof, legs swinging over the edge. The city stretched beyond them, broken but glowing faintly with scattered lights. Will you stay? She asked. He looked at her, at the necklace around her neck, so similar to his own. I can stay for a while, he said. And after that? He gazed at the distant horizon, at the darkness where other ruined neighborhoods lay, waiting for someone to help them too. After that, he said softly, I keep walking. Lyra leaned against him. You'll come back, he nodded. Yes, she believed him without needing proof. Below them, people gathered in the courtyard, sharing food, laughing, daring to imagine a better tomorrow. He watched them, feeling something he hadn't felt in a long time. Not peace, but purpose. Lyra looked at the necklace again. Mom says the spiral means things get better, but only if people try. She's right, Eowyn said. Lyra held her necklace tightly. Then I'll try, and someday I'll help people like you do. Eowyn smiled, a small, rare smile. You already have, he said. You gave me a reason to stop, to listen, to care. Her face lit up. The moon rose above the city, silver on broken glass and cracked streets. Somewhere far off, a gunshot echoed, reminding them the world was still dangerous, still wounded. But for tonight, one building was safe. One child had hope. One mother slept without fear. and one wandering Apache felt, for the first time in years, that the world might yet turn again, spiral within spiral. Lyra looked up at him. "Thank you." Eowyn placed a hand on her head gently. "If you want to thank me, take care of your mother, and take care of each other." "We will," she promised. And he believed her. The wind shifted, carrying the scent of distant sandstorms and the faint hum of drones, but also the soft sounds of people rebuilding their lives. Tomorrow would bring challenges, but tonight there was warmth. Tomorrow might bring danger, but tonight there was safety. Tomorrow the Apache might walk again, but tonight he rested, and beside him sat a little girl with a necklace like his, proof that even in a shattered world, something of the old ways survived, carried forward by those who needed it most. The moon climbed higher, and the city breathed. Eowyn closed his eyes briefly, letting the wind touch his face. The long road stretched ahead, but for once, he wasn't walking it alone.